Hello, Jerry here, and thank you again for visiting my channel. It means a lot. I feel, in uncharted territory, figuring out as I go along. And what I decided I was going to do was once I hit the record button, there was no going back. And I was going to just record my video podcast, whatever the heck you call it, I don't know, and just let it go at that. And after I'm done recording it, I don't review it first. I just upload it, and that's what I do. And what I did notice watching the my videos is I say a lot. It was kind of driving me crazy that I kept saying So I'm going to try really hard not to do that anymore. So I don't know if people listening notice it or I'm just being a little paranoid. But at any rate, I'm going to try not to say that so much. And I do want to start out by, I just did it again, by reading something. This is actually the first thing that I wrote. And I read this. I had a rough draft of it in my folder here, and my therapist, when I read it to her, she told me that she asked me if I ever considered becoming a writer because I had, written something that really describes a lot of what people go through when they're stuck. I entitled it "Getting Unstuck" because of that. So I would like to read this to you, and this is really the first thing I've ever written. So, getting unstuck. I want to tell a story about what to do if you don't know what to do. If you're stuck in a rut, searching for something to motivate you into action. Let's say you're sitting in your living room chair, thinking about the work you could be doing. You want to spring up and take action. A sudden burst of excitement runs through your body just to disappear as quickly as it came. Perhaps you start wondering how it seems so easy for other people to keep it all together. You crave that inner peace others seem to have, and you can't even escape your own thoughts that are keeping you glued to that stupid recliner. Perhaps you spent your entire life trying to please others, trying to reason with those damn thoughts in your head. You're always trying to do the right thing, putting others' needs above your own. Trying to be something to please another is a very difficult and stressful endeavor. To use the model of another is to strip away your own potential. To confront chaos with the weapons of another is like being blind. Let's say, for example, you try to bake a cake with the ingredients for meatloaf. You might go all through the steps, mold it into a beautiful looking cake, even decorate it with icing, whipped cream, and pretty colors. You put it into the oven and bake it. You will end up with something much different than you intended to accomplish. Likely, the information you received on how to bake a cake was flawed. Perhaps you've seen other cakes and thought, how tough could that be? Meatloaf and cake are shaped the same, but definitely don't taste the same. So your new challenge, your new goal, your new journey is to learn how to then practice, then accomplish baking a cake. A good place to start is by surrounding yourself with people who already know what you want to know. Creating new and exciting stories and thought patterns. Just picture in your mind the most wonderful, delicious, beautiful cake you can create. That's the dream, the goal, the journey. You've got the why, now you got to figure out the how. Well, if you've been associating with people who have the knowledge you wish to obtain, you probably already have some idea where to start. Let's say, talking with your new acquaintances, you realized your ingredients were all wrong. You've got your new list, new information, new excitement. You throw it all into a big pot and give it a good stir and toss it in the oven and turn on the heat. Excitement grows. The sweet smell of delicious cake starts to fill the air. The wonderful aroma is intoxicating. You open the oven, remove the pot, and rest it on the counter. You lift the lid and a burst of sweet steam hits your nostrils. You look inside. Hey, that's not cake. That looks worse than a meatloaf. What happened? What do I do now? Let's think. I'm all alone. I failed again. Crazy thoughts are running through my head. I'm such an idiot. Who do I think I am that I can bake a cake? I can remember my aunt telling me she hates to bake. It's too complicated. It's not worth the effort. I got a better idea. I'll just buy a cake. Great. Problem solved. Stress relieved. Result? Dream unfulfilled. Goal not obtained. Journey not completed. Now what? What is between me and baking my cake? I don't know. I know the why. I know the ingredients to add. I even know what not to put in. What am I missing? What am I doing wrong? Relax, clear my mind, quietness, emptiness, calmness. I've got it. I don't know how to bake a cake. Not yet. Think. New thought patterns, new stories, new challenges. Take action, new failures, keep trying. New successes, failure, keep trying, stay positive, never quit. I'm getting better, almost there. I'm doing it, failure after failure. I'm learning more, I'm more confident. It's working, excitement, confidence, achievement. I've done it. I've achieved my goal. The journey is over. I've created the most beautiful, delicious cake ever. It's a dream come true. I've done it. I've met the challenge and I succeeded. So now what? Well, I've always wanted to learn how to build birdhouses. So here we go again. Yeah, I put that together probably in about, I don't know, an hour. So, and my therapist seems to like it, and I hope you liked it too. So, there's a couple other things that I wrote that I want to share. So, but that's, I'm just trying to think what I want to say next because, like I said, once I start this, I don't like to stop it. I don't want to get into the habit of trying to reevaluate everything. So I was thinking of another way to sort of try to change our thought patterns and how we just to think clearer, just a distraction, because distractions can really help. The one person that we can never escape from is ourselves. We're always here. We're always around ourselves, so we can't escape ourselves. There's a lot of things that we can escape from, but ourselves is not one of them. So I think sometimes to create a distraction, to come up with new thought patterns, new way of dealing with things helps a lot. And I kind of thought of a simple way that was helping me a lot. And what I started doing, I made a decision that when I drive, I'm going to drive 1 to 2 miles per hour below the speed limit. So if it's 30, I'm going to do 28, 29. And it takes a lot of discipline to do that, especially anybody who's got sort of the lead foot. And what's even more interesting is to see the behavior of other drivers around you. If you're in a one-lane road, and they go nuts, and you can see people's behavior patterns change just because something of an anomaly, somebody actually doing the speed limit, is in front of them, and their frustration levels just skyrocket. Not all the time, but sometimes you get that one person, and maybe at times that person was us. I know that was me at times, where I was the idiot who was, tailgating and trying to get the person in front of me to move faster, even though the person's actually following the speed limit. So something really simple like that, and I've been applying that. And when I did it, I sort of put conditions on it in that no matter what, I was going to stay at that 1 to 2 miles per hour below the speed limit. So if I was late getting somewhere, it didn't matter. I stuck to it, which means now I have to alter my behavior to accommodate this, change, anomaly of strictly sticking to the speed limit or slightly below. And it works it just creates a little bit of discipline. And now you're forced to really avert your attention to something, that you really just took for granted. And, I mean, the side effects are, you become a safer driver, and you, you do gain discipline by trying to, constantly stick to your goal and stick to what you're trying to accomplish. And what I found most interesting is, like I mentioned before, to actually watch how this can alter someone else's behavior. And I had this big pickup truck was tailgating me and flashing the lights, and it was a nice day. It wasn't, I don't know. He was just mad that I was doing the speed limit, and I guess he felt I should have broken the law to accommodate him, but I didn't. I just let him keep, And all of a sudden, he wasn't even like a broken line. He got really pissed. He went around me. He aggressively went around, and when he cut back in front of me, he cut it close, and he took off just to end up doing the same thing to the driver that was in front of me. So I don't know what he thought he accomplished, but like I said before, I think we've all been there, or most of us. I've done the same thing. You're kind of late, and you wish the person, would get going, and he doesn't. So it's interesting. So that might just be a little game that you can play with yourself to kind of test how what's the word I'm looking for? Just how you can stick to it, and your discipline. That's the word. Sorry, you can test your discipline to really pay attention and stay below that speed limit. And obviously, I couldn't do it all the time. A couple of times I went up, and I just reminded myself, keep it below the speed limit. And I live upstate New York, where there's a lot of hills, and a lot of these hills are like 30 miles an hour. And just by drifting down the hill, your speed goes up, and it can go sometimes up to 40. But I would apply the brake, and I would slow it down and stay below. And it was interesting. So just an idea. And something else, just to kind of shift gears here. I ended up talking to a fella that I used to work with. I'm retired New York State Corrections. I was a corrections officer, and I started my career working in the Hudson Valley. And that was, my first job. I started in 2010 in corrections. And an officer who I just made a comment on his Facebook page, because he had mentioned something he was doing, and I gave him a congratulations and an attaboy, and then he contacted me on Messenger, and we ended up talking on the phone yesterday for a while. And it was a great conversation, because what I ended up learning was when him and I started sharing stories, that without even realizing it, we pretty much going through the same crap. And he didn't even really know what I was doing with the life coaching and with this. And, I guess he kind of thought I had it all together, and I kind of thought he had it all together. But once we started talking, we realized that we were going through the same thing. And there's a lot of other people, going through the same thing. And I'm not saying everybody, because I can't say that, but I am saying a lot of people. And, when him and I hung up after the conversation, it was wonderful, because I can just tell that just having that person to talk to, and realizing that, we're not the only one going through this, and it's not so shocking. Our stories aren't going to, make people's mind explode, because, they think we're horrible people because of the limitations that we put on ourselves, and not giving other people that chance to listen. I think that's probably the fear of rejection, or the fear of I guess getting hurt, or the fear of losing something that that's a big part of your life. That's your friends, your loved ones, your acquaintances, and I don't know. For me, anyway, you have this feeling that, boy, if anybody finds out what's really going on in my head, because I'm portraying myself one way, which I've already talked on. I'll get back into that, but I'm portraying myself one way, and for that to just get blown up is a tough thing. But people. I mean, I don't know what reaction they get, but it was nothing like I had expected. It was actually feels really good that if I hadn't taken these steps, I know I wouldn't be doing this right now, and I'm really excited to keep going, keep doing this, because I am finding, I don't know if it's how I'm looking at people, my demeanor, or whatever it is, or just the way I'm presenting myself, but I can find more and more people are receptive to me, and it's just probably the way I'm presenting myself. I don't have anything to hide anymore, so it's a really good feeling to it's a better way to live, and hopefully uh, I can help out. I don't know. Sometimes the words, the feelings there, the emotions there, and then putting it into words is but hopefully it's coming across the way I want it to. And I know there's another good thing, and this actually just happened to me. To think somebody that you meet, uh, before in the past, and kind of the recent past, that you had a nice connection with, and then my behavior pushed them away, or they feel rejected for whatever reason, and then to just get a second chance at it, and that this just happened to me because of the way my mind was before I met this person, and we hit it off at first in a friendly way, and we talked a lot, and then my behavior just got so erratic. I was overthinking things all the time, like crazy, and I mean, it seemed to me that stuff was falling apart, but it seems like hopefully we just got over that, and I'm very appreciative of that, and it means a lot, and it sort of like clears the clouds away, makes things a little bit clearer, gives a sense of accomplishment, or more incentive to be braver and braver, because it takes a lot of bravery. And I know a lot of times, I was right there on the doorstep, and of not wanting to be here anymore. And that's a serious thing. And I don't say that with any drama at all. But I would consider it a small miracle that I am here, because I didn't want to be here a lot of times. And I still wake up like that. I wake up and I have to convince myself there's reasons for me to live. And that's what happens to me when I wake up in the morning. And I have to convince myself that there's reasons to live. And so I did it today too. I woke up this morning, I found a reason to live. and just talking about it, being open, being truthful, and let 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 the truth just take care of it. Because maybe it's not always gonna. Maybe it's at first it's not gonna seem like the right thing. Like, why the heck did I do that? Why did I say that? Why did I say the truth? Because it didn't seem to help, but it's still the truth. And it needs to be told. It's still the truth because seeds are planted, and maybe something happened to me 20 years ago that a seed was planted to me, or I planted a seed 20 years ago, and I could be right here now because of something that happened 20 years ago, or all the things that happened to me. These are events in our life to lead us to where we are today. And we start taking care of the little things and doing something. So, this actually the chair I'm sitting in right now. And this chair has been my enemy for a long time because this is where I would sit and do nothing. And just through all my reading, just through all my studying, just through my therapy, and through all the hard work, the old cliche, something's better than nothing. So you look around and see all the stuff that's got to be done, and to not do them because of the enormity of it, then minimize it and get up and walk in the kitchen. If you have a sink full of dishes that need to be done, then pick one thing out and wash it. Put it in the drying rack, but take it out and put it in the dishwasher. You go sit down. Better than nothing. And this is the steps that I took. And I would, make the bed. I live by myself, and I got my son, which he's not here all the time. So I don't have to do it for anybody. So, but, make the bed. Clean a spoon. And then clean 2 spoons. And then do the rest of the dishes. And then focus on that room. And just get that little sense, even though it's small, get that little sense of accomplishment, because that's a seed. That's a seed that you've just planted. You accomplished something. You accomplished something that you did not think you could do 10 minutes before you did it, but you did it. That may not be something for a lot of other people, but it's something for me. And I got a long way to go, and I want to blaze a trail. I want to just keep telling the truth, and wherever the truth guides me, so be it. And one thing I'm not going to do is when I did my very first video, my plan was just to blow up everybody that ever heard me, and I thought that's what was going to make me feel better. Just to expose and blow up anybody who ever heard me. And I did that a little bit with my uncle. But I'm going to stop there with that because, there was a lot more harm done to me. And, some of the people who did it, I'm not going to try to explain why. I figured it out. I made myself vulnerable, and I'm not making an excuse for that. I'm not saying it's something that they should have done, but the fact that it happened, and then I just let it fester inside of me for so many years, and lived my life as a fake, because what I was displaying outside is not what was going on inside. Again, I discussed all that already, so I don't want to get all into that again. But telling the truth, talking to people who care about you and who you care about, and giving them that chance, because by not doing it, you're not even giving them a chance. And when you fake it till you make it, again, sorry to be cliche, but seriously, when you do that and not give people that opportunity, you break their heart. Literally break their heart. So the stuff that you're going through, just find a space, start small, and it's better than doing nothing. So I'm gonna let this one just speak for itself. I hope it made sense, and please, just I've noticed there's getting a little bit of traction. Just please subscribe. I watch these other YouTube videos and stuff, and it's like, all right, hit the subscribe button and hit the alert button, blah blah blah. So I never thought I'd be saying it, but please, I want to upload these, as many of these as I can, and just keep going. People seem to be very receptive to them, and nobody's as shocked as I thought they were going to be. Just very supportive, and that's awesome. I love that. So so please, if you check it out and you like it, just subscribe, and it just makes me feel good. I'll be selfish on that one. It feels good to see the traction and stuff, and it makes me feel better. And hopefully, what I'm doing is giving other people a little bit of confidence to just be brave and tell the truth and give other people a chance, because people do want to help. Okay, all right. I'm gonna end it there, and again, reassurancelifecoaching.com, and that's it. I'm gonna let it go. Thank you so much. God bless, and I'll be back soon. Take care. Bye.